Hi everyone, this is Lady T, and this is the video I promised you on how to make homemade washi tape. Now, what I'm going to do is show you how I make washi tape using repositionable tape. I have tried different types of repositionable tape. I've tried different types of tape, from masking tapes to medical tapes to just different types of tapes, and I have actually found that the repositionable tape by Uline is actually the best tape that I have found so far that works for this. Now, the Uline tape is kind of expensive, in that it's about $10 a roll, which is not bad considering it's got about 15 feet of tape on it, and you get about 2 rolls. You have to order from Uline in a set of 2 rolls. You pay $10 a roll, which is not bad. So it's $20. You get 2 rolls of tape for $20. However, you pay a shipping charge of $10, and that's in the US, and depending on where you are, that then becomes $30, and then it's $15 a roll of tape. Well, then that becomes a little bit more expensive. They used to have it so that you could pick it up and then not pay that shipping charge, but now they have a restocking fee if you pick it up, and it's kind of goofy. So I just go ahead and do the shipping charge, and I get it. They actually ship it in one day, which is kind of nice. But it is hands down the best repositionable tape that I have found, because it is phenomenal to work with, okay? It's very, very tacky, okay? As you can see, it just sticks right back down. It's great, great stuff. And what's nice about it is that it is completely repositionable. I can lay it down on something and keep continually reusing it. I sent it to some people recently on GrafXQuest, and they used it, and they actually were able to pull it right off the envelope and reuse that. So the stuff is fantastic. So I'm going to use this, but you can use any kind of repositionable tape that you want. You can even use regular, I think 3M or Scotch has repositionable tape. So any of the repositionable tapes is fine, but I'm using the Uline. Okay, so first, if you print out the washi tape that I sent you in the newsletter yesterday, you can print it out onto regular paper, which is what I did here, or you can print it out onto tissue paper. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And that's for those of you who know how to use a PNG file. I'm going to teach you later on how to use PNG files if you don't know how, but not today, okay? If you know how to use a PNG file, I'm going to teach you how to use and print onto tissue paper, because it makes the best washi. If you don't know how to use PNG files, again, I'll teach you again at a later date. So if you don't know how to do that, go ahead and just print your washi onto regular paper. Just print it right out onto there. That's what I did. For those of you who know how to use PNG, here's what you're going to do. Take some tracing paper, and I just used 9x12, okay? I got a pad of 9x12, and what I do is I take a sheet of that, rip it out, and all I do is I line up the corner of my 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper. You're going to have some left over on the end. You're going to fold that over your 8.5 by 11 inch, okay? Then quite simply, you're going to take some washi tape, something that you can peel off again, that's really easy to use, okay? And just put that across the back side on there to keep your paper edge down. Then I take a pair of scissors, and I'm going to cut along here and cut that edge off, okay? So that the tracing paper becomes 8.5 by 11. See that? All right, now my tracing paper now matches my 8.5 by 11 inch sheet. Now, I want to show you a little trick about your printer. At home in your printer, when you pull out your printer tray to add paper, more than likely you have an icon that looks like this. It's telling you how to add paper to your paper tray. Okay, when you see this, it's telling you to put your printable face down, okay? It's showing you that it wants you to put your paper in face up, okay? The top of your paper, that's what it's telling you, is to put the edge of the paper that's going to be face up and the printable side down. If you see these lines on top, it's telling you to put the side that you're going to print on top. But in this case, on mine, it wants me to put the side that I'm going to print on facing down. So basically, with the tissue paper, the way my icon reads here, it wants me to put the printable side, the side that I want to print on, down. So I would actually feed this into my printer just like this. I would feed it in, I would lay this side down, and this edge that I just taped, I'm going to actually feed it in going this way. And what happens is it's going to grab it by this edge now, pull it into the printer, going around this way, and it's actually going to feed it through, and it'll come out printed just like this. So here's where I taped it, and it actually printed onto the tissue paper. And see how beautifully it printed onto the tissue paper? Just like that. And now I'm going to just take it off of my paper. And the reason I use a washi is so that it's easy to pull off. And I can reuse my piece of paper for something else or reuse it again for more washi. I now don't need that extra tab. I'm just going to cut that extra piece off. I don't need it. And now I'm ready to make some washi. Super, super simple. Now, the important thing here to know is that I'm going to, with this repositionable tape, this particular Uline, what's nice about it is that it's got a side on here that's got a peel and stick side, okay? The side that I'm going to stick down, and a side that's got a wax coating that until I'm ready to use it, I don't peel it off, okay? So that particular side, I need to make sure that when I go to lay this down, that I actually am going to apply it to the back side of my image. So I actually need to flip the image over and apply it to the back side. So when I take the peel and stick off, it's actually going to be sticky on the correct side and my image will be up and facing the right way. So you're actually going to apply your sticker to the back side of the image. So those of you who are using printed paper, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because you have to see through your image. So you can either apply it on a light board or laying it down, you'll be able to see it too, but you might actually want to go in and pencil in your lines ahead of time. And don't worry about doing it that way because you're not going to see those pencil lines later because you're going to cut these out. So don't worry about that. Okay, or as you can see the light through it. Even put it up on a window and draw your lines in, draw around the lines, or apply it up against the window. You can do it that way too. But you need to apply your repositionable tape on the back side of the image. Okay, not on the front side of the image, the back side of the image. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to take the tape, I'm going to pull it out, really simple. And this tape, by the way, is 1/2 inch. It's 1/2 inch wide, and I'm just going to apply it just slightly over the end of my image, so I have a little bit of leeway to cut off and make it a nice edge on the end. And what's cool is, oops, I missed a little bit, so I can actually peel it right back off if I want to, and stick it back down if I make a mistake. That's what's cool about this stuff. And I'm just going to smooth it down and then cut it off. And if I leave a little bit, I can even stick it down to help me hold the page in place. You can even hold it out a little bit if you want and do the whole strip at once. It just depends on how good you are with this stuff. I prefer to do a little at a time because I'm not good doing a whole line at once. As you see, I kind of just missed a little bit. So I'm going to apply a little bit. And then a little bit. I'm better at doing a little bits at a time. And then cut it off. And I do the whole page at once. Just like this. And that's all there is to it. We're just, oops. And see, I stuck it down. No big deal. Like I said, it's repositionable stuff. It's awesome. Okay. But the side we are putting down is super, super sticky because it is the permanent side. Okay. And once you stick it down, it's pretty permanent. Okay. So when you're pushing down on it, like I'm doing right here, it becomes very permanent. Okay, so I'm not gonna bother doing the top half because we're trying to keep this video nice and short for you. So once it's done, I'm just going to cut along here, cut along your tape line, and since it's tracing paper, it cuts really smooth along the edge. And there's the first edge of washi. And what's great is this stuff, all you have to do is smooth it down and it will take out any of your lines or wrinkles. This stuff is fantastic. If you get any kind of lumps and bumps in it, just smooth it down with your fingernail and it applies great. The other cool thing about it is you can actually fold it and put it into an envelope when you're mailing it to somebody. And when you go to actually lay it down later, you'll see a line in it now, but when you go to lay it down and actually stick it, the line will completely disappear on your piece of paper when you go to stick it down. It won't when you go to flatten it here, but when you go to stick it down, it will completely disappear. It's awesome, awesome stuff. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I just go and I cut off my ends. To even them up. And I try to make sure that all the ends matched up for you. So all you have to do is cut straight off the ends. And all you're going to do is zip along. It's easiest to cut from the back side, okay, where you laid down the tape, because all you have to do is kind of lay along your scissor and zip right along your tape line. It's really super easy to cut. Kind of cuts like butter. Okay? And it's best to just cut along each line as you go. And then once you have a piece off, come back, turn, and then cut that piece. Cut along that piece. And voila, you have a piece of beautiful washi. Now what I want to show you is that it is very, very see-through. Okay, so like I said, it's repositionable. So what you do is you peel it off. It becomes peel and stick. And see how it's completely see-through on each side. I can, like I said, if I fold it and stick it in an envelope for somebody and later peel it off, when I go to stick it down on something, as you can see through it beautifully, and off it comes. Perfectly beautiful washi, and you see there's no lumps and bumps in it. It smooths out beautifully. And again, it's peel and stick many, many times. Look at that. It is gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. And as you can see, really super pretty. And you can put your lumps and bumps out. Doesn't matter if you fold it. And as you can see, many sticky times, and you can put your backing right back onto it again. And the other thing you can do with it, you can wrap it around a piece of, once you unstick the back of it, you can actually wrap it around a piece of a straw or a pencil or whatever, and save it that way if you want to. So anyway, there you go. That is how to make washi. Thanks for joining us here on GrafXQuest.com. That's GRAFX. We lost our R. I don't know where it went. GrafXQuest.com. And Flamingo Door. Thanks for joining us today, and look forward to what we've got coming on Friday, because you're not going to believe it. It's going to blow your socks off. Talk to you soon. Bye.